Hi, this is Dean, and I'm going to do Minuet number 2. It's the last song in Book 1 of Suzuki, and this will be a practice video. There are many things to work on in Minuet 2. And let's just begin with the C major arpeggio at the very beginning. If you have been doing the arpeggios that are on page number 19, then you will be ready for that arpeggio when it comes. So the arpeggio in this piece requires that your finger, first finger, be moved over ahead of time. Same with the second finger. That makes it a lot easier to play once you get used to it. And so this is the wrong way to play it. That, you can see, I took my fingers off of the string before. I took all of them off, and then I put my second finger down. That's the wrong way to do it. So we want to do it the right way, and that is by walking our fingers across. Assuming that you can do that, let us do it a few times together, very slowly. Here we go. One more time. There. So you have to have a strong enough fourth finger that it can survive on its own without any other finger down and still stay arched. So you're going to want to do some very basic things to strengthen those fingers. To strengthen the fourth finger is what I mean. Those finger flicks when you're not doing anything else, that would be a nice easy thing to do as well. All right. So now we could probably go and speed it up a little bit, but we could also speed it up in just little sections, which I think would be a little more useful. In other words, like that. So let's do a bunch of those. Here we go. One, and here we go. Last time. Good. And then let's do the other one that uses fourth finger to second finger. Here we go. You can see I'm leaving my fourth finger down only long enough to get the second finger down, and then I pop it off. Here we go. Here we go. All right, and that's faster than we need to do it in the piece. So the speed I would like to take this is so let's do what amounts to the first line, and we'll repeat it. So the pattern, which is a 2-measure pattern, we're going to do that one 4 times. So here we go at the beginning of the piece. Ready, play. Repeating it again. There we go. So that is the first part, the first thing that we need to work on. And the second thing would be the interesting triplet at the measure number 15. So we should probably do the triplet a few times. And on down bow. G. So, and again. And I should discipline myself to leave the bow on the string. Here I go. One more time. All right, and then we can add the last two notes in, which would be. So let's just practice the G, the B, and the C. Open G string. Here we go. Those are two up bows. Last time. All right. So let's put those together now, starting on the triplet. Here we go. Good, one more time. There we go. And now, we have so many things to get through here. The triplet that occurs in measure 23. Arguably the hardest measure in the entire book. So I will just break it up into the first four notes, the triplet plus the E, and then we'll go over the shift in a minute. So we need our first finger to play B, but if it's down here when it's needed over here, that's going to be a little difficult to get over there quickly. So we need to take it off right away as your fourth finger comes down, like that. You can see how this is also the same skill that we did at the beginning of the piece, where we had to do this, right? All right, so let's just practice popping up our first finger. Here's the triplet, 1, 2, 4. Here we go. I did it. And again. Since you're probably not in the habit of popping that first finger up, it does require that you take a peek and see if you actually succeeded in doing it. All right, and so now we're going to add a note to it. All right, let's do that. Here we go. One more time. Okay. So if that is all going well, then we are going to, I'm going to have you do a shift for the G sharp. That's a fourth finger, and you can see there's an arrow there saying fourth finger high. We have the option of either doing a shift or an extension. An extension is by definition leaving the first finger in place and then moving all the other fingers up, so that now the second finger is taking over where third finger used to be. And that is an extension because now I have a very wide distance between first and fourth finger. That's 2 whole steps, or a major third. You can see that I had to use my elbow to make that happen. That is just a little too much for me to teach. So I'm going to have you move your entire hand up. So in this case, second finger still replaces 3, but first finger comes along with it. So we don't have any tension in our hand, we've just moved up. So that means fourth finger goes from G to G sharp. And one thing you can do to practice that is you can play G with your fourth finger and then third finger. G is a nice note to do that on because it is a ringing tone. So here we go, let's try a couple of those. Third finger. All right. And as you recall from everything I've ever said about what to do with the thumb, it is always under the second finger. So if your hand goes up, your thumb goes with it, and it's always under the second finger. All right, so now let us do the E on an up bow, and then let's shift up and play that G sharp. So here we go. Let's do it again. Last time. All right, and now it's time to put them together. So we're going to go. So here we go. Ready, play. One more time. All right, and we should probably add to it the measure that comes after it. So if we have our fourth finger on G sharp, and if you're having trouble hearing what a G sharp sounds like, just go with a G. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm getting my hand ready to play the next measure, which is measure 24. You can see that I left that finger down. And in the music you can see that there's a fourth finger written on the bottom, and it's got this long line. That means hold that finger down, which again means a fourth finger that's strong enough to do that. But if it is strong enough to survive on its own when your second finger walks over here, like we do at the beginning of the piece, it is strong enough to just sit there with everyone else on board. All right, so the whole two measures goes. That last B, you can see I had to shift back to get that B. But let's try that now. Here we go. Measure 23. Here we go. One more time. There you go. All right, one more spot to look over, and that is measure 29. It is the slur across strings. So we should probably review what it is that you've been doing up until this point in Suzuki songs. When we have 3 quarter notes and they're in 3/4 time, like in Minuet C, the down bow is a fast one and it gets out to the tip. And then we have 2 up bows that are slow and they get back to where you started from. So let's just do a couple of those on an open D string. All right, so that one is what you've been working on in the past few weeks or months. And now we are going to do the opposite. We are going to do a long and slow down bow for what amounts to 2 beats, and then a quick up bow to get back again. Like that. We had to do that in Rigadoon, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have to get back to the starting point again. So anyway, we should practice doing that, and that is going to be also on 2 strings. So we have to go. All right, and you can just take your whole arm, shoulder even a little bit, coming down to do that. We don't want to use the wrist to do that. That does not make a good tone. All right, so here we go, an open D string and an open G string on a down bow, and then an up bow on the G. 2 and 3. Again. Good, and now comes the next thing, which is first finger. All right, that's probably enough dilly-dallying around with all the little details that we need to work through. When you are ready to play through the whole song, then we can do that. Ooh, right at 16 minutes. So here you are. If you're going to come back to this video again, right at around 16 minutes, we're going to play through the whole song with repeats. So, bum, 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 2 and 3. Minuet number 2. I hope this helps. Happy practicing!